his first wife, his second wife, and Zari about to become the third wife. Yuck. Filth. I want the guy. I want to go for the guy. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I really do appreciate you. Welcome to my new subscribers. We are back again with another young, famous, and African. That is a reality show on Netflix, and we are in episode 5, where it follows African celebrities, very, well-off celebrities, and all of their relationship and friendship drama, y'all. So we are in the thick of it, okay? Y'all, this episode, it was good. I just peeped a lot of recognized game. I think I've recognized who my faves are so far. Yeah, I have 2 people that I really just, or maybe 3 that I kind of stand right now that are just like my faves so far. Like they're really those people, and they're steady, they're consistent for me. And then there's others that I'm still kind of like, I don't know. So we're going to get into that. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe for more content, reality recaps, and also hit the post notification bell so you'll be notified when I post another recap, okay? Jumping right into it. So remember last episode, Annie and Zari sat down and got into a very heated argument where Annie ended up walking out about Zari shady, sneaky, weird behavior where she pulled Two-Face to the side to basically gossip about his wife, right? So y'all, Annie was pissed off, walked away, and hit her with the Bible. And Zari was left there. So Zari is there talking about, if your husband wasn't messing around and doing stuff, you wouldn't be insecure and thinking that he's doing stuff with everybody else. You need to check your man before you come and meet us, right? So y'all, then she picks up her phone and she's leaving a voice note for her. At first, I didn't realize who it was. Later, it's revealed that it's Kanye, right? So she leaves a WhatsApp voice note for Kanye and basically says, everything that went on. She's, now projecting it onto me. She didn't even let me talk. Well, she needs to go and fix her marriage and fix her messed up relationship and all of that. Girl, I'll fill you in on the rest later and all that stuff, right? And she was like, keep saying, I'm not married. Is that the ultimate to be married? And it's not, it's not. It's very much the African thing to be married. Zari's very accomplished and all of those things. Do I think that she wants to be married? Probably. And Kanye makes a really great point about the whole Annie and Zari thing, which is very interesting, which I completely agree with, but we'll get to that later in the episode, y'all. Okay, so Kanye is at some circus exercise something, right? Class or something like that, right? And she invites Nadia. So Nadia's back from her little vacation in Mexico with Vic. She has some video of them gallivanting and doing all type of, right? And she described it as he served her with some, and food, right? And yuck, but congrats. Okay, so she came back. So basically Kanye fills in Nadia on what has been going on. Kanye lets her know that there has been some drama between Annie and Zari, girl, and that, can you believe that Zari pulled Two-Face to the side to gossip about Annie, and Annie was like, girl, hell no. She told her about the fact that obviously they had an engagement party to celebrate the fact that Annie and Two-Face are doing a 10-year vow renewal, and at that party, that's where Zari pulled Two-Face to the side to gossip about Annie and tell him that his wife is insecure, and Nadia's like, oh, what? Oh no, that's inappropriate, that's out of line, right? As most normal, sensible, reasonable human beings would think. Like, hello. So she tells her about the Annie and Zari beef. Kanye says that she thinks that Zari has it in for Annie, that she has like a vendetta against her. And I never thought of that. I don't know if it's a vendetta. I just think that Zari is I think she's kind of vindictive and kind of a hater. I don't understand people who look at other people that they've never met before, and while those people are happy, they're like, like just choose to hate on that. I just think it's really weird. I haven't figured out Zari yet, to be honest. I haven't quite figured her out yet. I thought I really liked her. I don't know if I don't, but I'm still trying to figure her out. So that was an interesting perspective. Kanye said that she feels like Zari has it out for Annie, right? Then we move to Azari and Kanye. So Zari calls Kanye out to lunch to basically fill in some more on what actually happened with her and Annie's link up, right? Basically, Zari fills Kanye in and is basically explaining to her when she sat down, Annie immediately just went into the matter matter at hand, which, I mean, hello, like, let's just get to it, girl. Why waste time? It's the Aquacross way. So she was just like, let's get right into it. And then she was asking her and attacking her with all these things, but she wouldn't even let her speak. And, you know, she was just making it such a big deal, right? And so Kanye's kind of like, okay. And Kanye's like, what's interesting is that they both have very similar situations. Like, they're really looking at a mirror image of each other because they both have had very similar choices in men. Well, Annie with one man who has not treated her the best, and Zari with two men who have not treated her the best. Specifically Diamond, as far as the cheating thing goes, right? Because I think her previous husband was abusive, which, so I don't think that Two-Face doesn't have anything to do with that. But as far as the infidelity, that they both have that a lot in common. And Zari is no longer with her baby daddy, kind of, but Annie is still with her husband, and they kind of mirror each other, and they both have ways to insult each other because they really have tea on each other because they're low-key the same person a little bit, right? So that was a great observation that Kanye made, which I agree with. So then we move to Swanky and Annie. So Annie is filling in Swanky at lunch about what happened at the dinner, right? So Annie is basically saying that she doesn't know if it went well or if it didn't go well. Girl, you know it didn't go well. Come on now. She's glad that she told her how she felt. And she said she didn't receive it well, that she had like no remorse. And Swanky is appalled. Swanky is not happy. Swanky is like, why would she not just apologize? That it was a very weird thing to do. Why would Zari even attempt to mess with his friend like that and her marriage? That like, that's his family. And it's like, you're trying to mess with my family, and that he's not for that, right? Basically, it's Team Annie. Annie says numero uno. And if you have beef with Annie, it's not going to be good. He's not going to pick a side. It's going to be Annie, right? Basically, is the message that he was trying to let Zari know. So then we get back to Kanye and Zari, and Kanye is basically trying to explain to Zari that you have to try to see it from Annie's perspective. Every time that you are in her presence, you are stealing a moment away from her. And that's why she's so offended. Even at the Arabian Night thing, Two-Face called. It was her moment to kind of introduce and, you know, have him speak to everybody. And then he said that he wanted to speak to you, and the whole text message, and doubling down and all of that. That is kind of, that moment was stolen away because then it became about Zari. And Zari was like, but that wasn't me. That was him doing. She's like, I know. But Kanye was like, even if you know that a woman may have some insecurities, or, you know, she may have some struggles in her relationship, it's not on you to play on that, right? And play on those insecurities, because we've all been those women. Like, everybody has their own stuff, and you don't want anybody to play on those insecurities with you. Like, that you're a big and bold woman, that you can be intimidating to a lot of people just because you're intimidating. That sometimes when a woman sees another woman that's like very put together, that you can kind of keep your composure. But when her man also notices that same woman, it's kind of like, okay, like, it's up to the woman that has the quote unquote power in the scenario. Which, to me, I didn't think Annie was intimidated by Zari until she kind of wanted to know how her husband knew her. But I don't even think it was that deep. I think Zari really, really dragged it. Basically was like, you don't play on those insecurities. Like, you're a woman. You can relax and take the back seat. You don't need to, like, not dull your shine, but you don't need to go the extra mile to hype and heighten and point out and provoke the insecurities in another person. Which I was like, that's very, very girl power of Kanye. Like, I think that's a very mature, classy thing to do. Y'all, Kanye is my fave. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I love Annie too, you know, Team Nigeria and all that. She's definitely on top 3 of the list of people that I stand. But so far, I like Kanye. First episode, she was a little to me. But so far, like, I like Kanye. I think she's very direct. She's funny. I think she, like, tries to resolve things, but not in, like, a messy way. I think I like Kanye. I think she's solid, and she's quite wise, to be honest, right? And then another thing that Kanye points out to Zari is that she wishes that instead of Zari going to Two-Face, pulling him to the side to discuss Annie and Annie's behavior, that she wished she would have went for Two-Face and said that, do you realize how much pain you've caused this woman? Do you realize how much damage that you've caused? That she would even have to question. And Kanye was like, I wouldn't even go for it. I wouldn't even say anything about Annie. She said, I want the guy. I want to go for the guy. The guys are the one that cause these type of insecurities in women. They're the one that provoke that thing. And I was like, you better, yes, Kanye, because that's so true. That's what she should have done. But Zari wasn't that bold. She was trying to be, she was trying to be messy and petty about it all. And Kanye was really trying to, like, get to the bottom of it. Kanye, my girl, come in, just I really love that because that was so true, because I didn't even think of that. I'm like, yes, why not go for the guy? Like, you're a woman, you understand what that feels like to be dragged by a man as far as cheating and infidelity and embarrassment and humiliation, and everybody knows, and getting somebody pregnant, right? You left. Like, okay, she's still with her husband, so you can understand what insecurities that can provoke in a woman. You probably had the same ones, which is why you chose not to stay. So yeah, I loved that Kanye said that. I thought that was great. Annie's just like, she wants to be done with it or whatever. And Swanky's like, that he cares about both of them. Obviously, he loves Annie, and that he wants to know if Annie would be down for them to all meet, and like if Zari could just apologize. And he's like, me, I just even want the whole thing to just be over with. I want it to just be dead. Like, I'm just, whatever, over it. And Swanky's like, just come for me. And Annie's like, okay, fine, let's set it up and let's figure this out, right? So I'm sorry guys if I sound a little congested. I'm working through a cold. It's been a rough week, but I'm getting this video out for y'all, okay? So we're still with Swanky and Annie, but then Kaylee joins them at the lunch, right? So they're kind of talking, and so Swanky's like, Kaylee looks great, but I can tell that something might be bothering her, and how's everything with her and naked or whatever. Like, I just want to check and make sure that everything's good. So he asked Kaylee, and Kaylee's like, we're okay, like we're fine or whatever. There's a lot of stuff going on, but I don't really want to talk about it, which I understand, girl. Like, they're basically trying to advise Kaylee, and Kaylee's saying also that like she wants to be asked formally to move in with him before she just asks for herself to move in. And Swanky's like, how many days of the week are you there though, right? So Swanky's kind of trying to bring the conversation that he had with Naked, where Naked basically said that he wished Kaylee's ass would go home sometimes and give him some space. Said, out of 7 days, how many times are you there? And she says, I'm probably there like maybe 4 days, 5, 6 and a half, I don't know. And he's like, maybe reduce it to 2, which I think is excellent advice. She's like, let him miss you. Let him like, give yourself some space and some time away, and just let him miss you. And she's like, if I want to be there, why can't I just be there? Da, da, da. But she's kind of taking it in also, right? Then y'all, Nadia joins Annie, Swanky, and Kaylee at their lunch also, right? So they're kind of filling her in on the fact that Andile and his baby mamas were at his party, and the child, it was a mess, that he still has like relationships with them, and that it's still very close even though they're not really together, and it's really weird. Nadia was like, what? That's weird. She's like, what is with all these guys and their baby mamas? What is the problem with the baby mamas? And they were like, especially since he's kikiing with and messing with Zari. And Zari? Not the, Queen Madame. Girl, that's what I thought too, girl. She said, what a hypocrite Andile is, because he was over there giving me advice upstairs. Meanwhile, he's over there trying to get with his baby mama. And Annie was like, oh, girl. Isn't he friends with Diamond? He thought that was a friendship that was important to him. Like, why would he even be having those type of feelings? And they were like, yeah, he even went upstairs with her. They went upstairs to have a private conversation. Nadia, Nadia, you ain't got much room to talk, sis. You're not exactly the morality police, but I guess you had a reset with your man, so now maybe you're back to your senses, and Diamond's not there. And yeah, Nadia's like, it's very weird that he just started doing all of this mess when Diamond left. Why were you doing this and interested in her when Diamond was there? Exactly, because yuck, filth. So y'all, speaking of the two culprits, right? So Zari and Andile meet out by the bar, and Andile, I guess he's been trying to contact Zari and, get in touch with her so that they can meet up, and Zari's been fake busy, right? And Andile's like, oh, yes, finally, she's out with me. You agreed to come. And he's looking at her like he's looking at his future wife. He's looking at the love of his life. He over there talking about, like, sir. And Zari's like, oh my God, right? So he over there charming her and sweet talking her, and I just really wanted to see how it is one-on-one, that anytime we're together, I feel the chemistry and the closeness when we're around other people. But she's like, you just want to see what it's like one-on-one. And she calls him friend, and he's like, no, don't call me a friend. I don't want to be put in the friend zone, because that means that, no, I don't want to be put there, right? And Zari's like, like, this is, I don't know, you're such a playboy, whatever, right? And I'm just like, sorry, like, first of all, I thought you had somebody. Lies. I guess maybe she doesn't have, maybe she just said that so he would leave her be. Or like, you don't think it's weird and gross that this is the father of your 2 children's fake friend? Like, let's just say they're not real friends, but they're definitely associates. Like, why are you even the like, oh, I know that it's wrong, but you know, I kind of do like his advances and it's really hard to resist him. It ain't that damn hard. Don't even come to the lunch. Text him, I can't make it, my boy. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. So then Andile is like, you know, I'm glad that she's there. You know, I'm a man. You know, I like to crack eggs. That's what I do. He realizes that, yes, it may look a particular type of way. It may look very opportunistic because Diamond is gone. It may look like he has no morals. You think it's people like him that be looking innocent. Because Andile doesn't really look like a playboy. He's like the undercover, I don't even want to say nerd because he's like a new sportscaster. So they're typically not really nerds or anything. But like, just like the guy you think, oh, he's like just a sweet, nice stand-up guy. Oh, he's harmless. Meanwhile, two baby mamas sitting over there looking like his first wife, his second wife, and Zari about to become the third wife. Are you gonna have Diamond be the best man? I'm sick of you. Can you imagine? God, you think you know people. I'm telling you, don't be fooled by first impressions. Don't mean everything. First impressions. Let people unravel themselves and then they'll really reveal who they really are. So we move on from them, y'all. So Two-Face is in town for the night, right? So Kanye and Kudzi, well, mostly Kanye, sets up a double date with her and Kudzi and Two-Face and Annie because she says she wants to talk to Two-Face and she wants to kind of confront him about the feelings that she's been having and to make sure that this vow renewal that he's doing, that it's really going to be meaningful and there's going to be change behavior and what his real motivation and intention is behind it. Like trying to look out for Annie. And I'm like, okay, girl. I was a little nervous. I was like, oh, what Kanye about to say? Because she is annoyed by Two-Face and his shenanigans and she's been waiting to meet him and she's been waiting to see and have a one-on-one with him, right? So anyway, they sit down, it's friendly, and so it's really funny because Kanye is like, can I please have permission to talk to your husband? You know, I just want to have a little conversation with him, right? And he's like, no problem. Me too, I need permission to talk to your own guy because that's who I'm going to meet for my wedding gift, right? That's what I'm getting the wedding gift from, right? And so they laugh, whatever. So Kanye pulls Two-Face to the side. And so basically she is like, do you understand how much Annie loves you, right? And he's like, I think I do. I think I feel it, right? Like I feel it. She'll burn herself to keep you warm. Like, and he's like, yeah, it's kind of scary. And she's like, yeah, like crazy. Like she'll give up everything for you. Which, girl, that's a very sticky place. It's cute. It sounds cute, but it's like, to what end? You know what I mean? And the fact that he also knows that and recognizes that is, I don't know. But anyway, Kanye gets them together, right? In defense of Annie. So basically she's like, does he understand that going forward there needs to be some differences, right? Been through and that all the hurt and the pain and mistakes and errors. And I just want there to be like basically a renewal, like a reset. And Kanye's like, I just want you, when you guys say your vows up there, you have something special in there to just let her know that despite everything, that it's always been her, despite whatever drama or scandals there have been, that it's always been her. She's the one that's there. She's the one that's his wife. And just to really acknowledge all that she's been through and acknowledge that going forward is going to be different and that she is the queen. She's in the castle, right? And Two-Face is like, yeah, I feel you, right? And it was a very direct conversation that Kanye had with him, but it was also like from a place of love. And I think Two-Face felt that because he said that if you take it a wrong way, you could take it like, mind your business, like what's your business, whatever. He said, but he didn't take it like that. He took it like good looking out. Like I can feel that you're really looking out for us. Basically, she's saying, don't fuck with my girl. That she's learned to understand his wife and the kind of person that she is, and that she has a real strong love and respect for her. And basically, he better keep his shit together and keep it in his pants and not break her heart and not ruin what they have going forward, right? Two-Face was like, he received that and he hears that and he got it, right? So I'm like, okay, we pray. It was a really great conversation. It was really beautiful and really sisterly for Kanye to do that. To me, it was like respectful. I felt like he felt her heart in it. And I really love Kanye. She's great. And he was like, Kanye even bow for president. And absolutely, I second it, child, because she's great. She's really great. Like, I love her. She's awesome. Y'all, so then we move to Andile, who's meeting with Annie because he says he kind of wants to smooth things over between Annie and Zari, right? Because he feels like he's kind of middle. And their friendship is like it's really fun and cute. And they kind of look alike, which is really funny. They have the same haircut and everything. So they sit down and they're like, what's up? What's going on? Annie's like, so how far with you and Zari? With like, what's going to happen? What's going on with you and Zari? And Andile's like, I just, I don't know. Like, we're just hanging out. He's like, I just like her, And he's like, you have a crush. you have a crush, yeah, God. And it's as ridiculous as how can you be having a crush at your big age. And she's like, I date with you, enjoy your life, right? She's like, but that's not your type. Annie, and this is your type. My girl, they don't have no type. They'll be going after one type, and then one other one will come. They don't have no type. Forget that type. And to Annie, she's like, to me, I just feel like it's not a good look. Like, you don't need that kind of drama, like with Diamond and the baby mama stuff. Like, you don't really need that kind of drama, but do you, basically, right? He takes Annie's advice. He tries to like kind of take heed to it. Y'all, we move to Swanky, and Swanky's having a big reveal for his magazine cover, a GQ South Africa magazine cover, right? So he's having a party to kind of celebrate the big reveal for it. Swanky invites everybody, right? Kanye's there, Nadia's there, Kaylee comes without Naked, and she says that Naked is working. Kanye says Naked is working. That's what she tells Swanky. But in the confessional, she says they're actually going through something, but she just doesn't want to get into all of that. So she's just going to tell them that he's working, basically. And Kanye goes with it. Of course, Annie was there. Andile was there, right? So they're like, of course, Swanky's like the best dressed. And he really is like impeccably dressed. When he comes, he arrives and stomping, military stomping, boom, bow, pow, like it's all of it, right? And Naked says in the confessional that he chose not to come because things are really, really tense with him and Kaylee, and that he wouldn't be able to maintain like a happy face, and he didn't want to ruin Swanky's event, basically. So that's why he didn't come. And then Swanky says that he strategically did not invite Zari because of the beef, and he didn't want no drama with his girl Annie. And of course, it's Team Annie all the way. Hey man, I'm here for the loyalty. Okay, they do the big reveal, and the magazine cover is amazing, and it came out beautiful. And so then, you guys, we move. The party's great, and the reveal is wonderful, right? So then we move to Kaylee and Nadia. They meet up to discuss why Naked was not at Swanky's party, and basically what's been going on with them. After Nadia asked her, "What are y'all really fighting about?" Kaylee basically explained that Naked had a DJ gig. He's a DJ, and that he booked a girl that he had slept with before to play at the gig with him, and he did not tell Kaylee. So it's not like somebody booked it and they were at the same event and then he didn't know and then he didn't tell her. No, it was his event and he booked it. He booked her on purpose, and that she felt like it was disrespectful. So Naked also is having like an ATV riding thing with his son, and he invites Swanky out to basically explain why he wasn't at his party. So Naked is basically saying that him and Kaylee were really, really, really tense, and that he didn't want to ruin his event because how tense things were between the two of them, right? So he's explaining that it was about his job, and that he just got sick and tired of arguing about it. He felt like Kaylee overstepped her boundaries by having anything to say about his work, basically, and that he just walked out on her. And Kaylee's like, he has been giving her the silent treatment for like 7 days. Honestly, she only has one chance left. Like, she's done. She's at the point where she doesn't really even care anymore. Like, she's really getting done. Like, it's been 7 days of silence from Naked. And Swanky basically tells him that you can't just walk away. That's not how you resolve things. Annie is having her wedding. Are you not going to come to the wedding because Kaylee's going to be there because there's some tension between you and Kaylee? Like, you need to be able to resolve things and just face the issue head on, right? And so Kaylee's frustrated. Naked doesn't want to talk about stuff. He wants to avoid, which is so annoying. I don't know why men do that. Stop avoiding the issue. Like, handle your matter. Like, why do y'all like to avoid issues? Just talk through it. It's so childish. It's so immature. Like, I understand you need some time to like gather your thoughts, but 7 days, like, what? That's anyway. So yeah, so we move on from then, and then Swanky actually calls Zari out to lunch to discuss Annie, right? Basically to discuss what happened at this meetup and why did you offend my friend, and let me get your side of the story, essentially. How did it go so left? Basically asked Zari, like, what's your perspective on what happened? Because based on what I heard from Annie, you didn't apologize, you were not remorseful, like, I'm confused. And so Zari basically lied. Zari gonna say she sat me down, she wouldn't let me speak, that she pulled Two-Face to the side, and that she never even said that she was insecure, that she was pulling him to the side just to greet him because they knew each other from business before. Do you know you're on television? We saw you literally pull this man to the side to discuss his wife. And now, because you know it sounds inappropriate and you overstepped your boundaries and it was shady and disrespectful and uncouth, now you trying to lie to Swanky? Because he was like, I was so upset with you, because I'm like, why would she say something like that? Why would she do that? Like, that is so strange. And she didn't have the guts to say it to Swanky, right? You was talking all that mess when you was with Kanye, but you didn't want to say that to Swanky. Oh, okay. Zari says that Kanye kind of helped her understand Annie's perspective and like where she's coming from, and that where Zari might have went wrong, and that she's willing to meet up with Annie and apologize. And Swanky's like, yes, that he can set that up, and that he would love for them to just squash it and everything to be good, so that he doesn't have any tension. He's not caught in any middle of anything, right? He's like, okay, great. He's gonna set that up, y'all. So then the next scene is Kaylee and Naked back in therapy now, y'all. So apparently finally Naked got back to her. They're in therapy, and Kaylee basically explains what happened about him hiring his ex hookup buddy for a gig and not telling her, and that she found it disrespectful, and that unless it's the mother of his child, she doesn't think that he needs to have any conversation with any woman that he slept with in the past, and that has always been her rule, and he's known that, and he violated that he's been giving her the silent treatment for the past 9 days. He's like, no, it's just, it was a break. I needed space. I needed time or whatever. And she's like, you're never going to be able to explain to me why it's okay for a man to ignore me for 9 days. That's never going to be okay. And that she's basically done at this point. And the therapist is like, so at what point are you going to say that, like, this is enough? Like, the disrespect is, she said, this is the point. Like, I only have one chance left to me. This is the chance. And like, I'm done. I'm honestly done. They asked Naked, like, so when do you feel like you actually want to make some effort towards the relationship? And she says, well, honestly, it's when I feel like I'm going to lose her. That's when, you know, and she says, really? So you went 9 days without speaking to me so that you could feel like you're going to lose me? Because next time when you do it one day, I could be gone. Like, I'm not dealing with this mess, right? And I'm like, I hope, girl, but And so he's like, no, honestly, I apologize. It was wrong. It was wrong. What I did was wrong. That I was like, are you listening, Kaylee's like, yes, I hear him for the first time. I appreciate that. Thank you for the apology. And so they make up basically, and they're going to move forward. Yay. Hopefully Naked has some changed behavior, and hopefully Kaylee stands her ground as far as what she deserves in that relationship. Okay. Then y'all, we have the Swanky meetup with Annie and Zari. So Swanky arrives there first, and then Zari arrives, right? Then Annie comes, right? And Annie is like in this it's giving like bougie athlete, you know, right? And so she comes, and Annie's just like, I'm just tired of hearing about this whole Zari. What did you say? What happened? Did you talk to her? That she just wants the whole thing to be dead and over with, that she's really over the whole conversation about it. Like, she's really sick and tired of talking about Zari. Annie sits down, and Annie is just like, hey, Zari, and sits down, and Zari's like, she just gives me like a hey. I'm like, girl, what do you expect? Man, I don't understand. Somebody will offend you, and then when you give them the energy from that offense, then they act like, oh, I can notice so-and-so had an attitude. Duh, girl. Duh. And he's like, I don't even know if I want to be here, right? She's not even looking. She's like, girl, I don't even know. Like, you know what? Out of respect for my friend, Swanky, that I'm going to just squash it. I'm just going to dead it. And so Zari is like, you know what, Annie, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I want to apologize. You know, if I said anything to offend you, everything got so bad. And Annie's just like, girl, I just want it to be done. And she's like, I sincerely apologize to you from my heart. And Annie's like, removes her glasses, says, from my heart, it's okay. It's fine. And Annie just is like, her apology is not genuine. I just really want the whole thing to be over. Like, I just want it to be squashed. We're not going to be friends. Zari brings out these roses and is like, because these are roses for you because you're a rose and all this bull. And he's like, And Zari's like, I don't know if it's going to be cool moving forward. I don't think her apology, I didn't really think that Annie's apology was sincere. And he's like, Zari didn't mean her apology, but let's just move forward. Like, I'm just over the whole thing, right? They both just kind of wanted the whole thing to be over with, and for maybe Swanky's sake, or just for the sake of like not having to discuss it anymore. Yes, so basically that is the end of the episode, you guys. Go ahead and let me know your comments below. What do you feel about Zari's apology to Annie? Do you feel like it was genuine? What do you think? Do you think Kaylee and Naked are gonna make it? Like, do you feel like it was an issue where she had a problem with? What about this Andile and Zari nonsense? It's nonsense. Do you think that he's clearly broke out? Like, I don't know. I know that as Andile, you people that are standing them, y'all, it's messy. It's real messy. I know Diamond ain't no moral compass, and you know he don't have no right to be judging nobody, but at least he got a right to be judging somebody he thought was like at least, you know, about to become a really good friend. Just let me know your comments. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the post notification bell so you'll be notified when I post another video. Also, share the video. It really does help my numbers, guys, and I really appreciate you. subscribe. It's free. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.